Swan dive. Ah, whoa. Oh, check out this farm. Gosh, I love this farm. It works so good. Ay, ay, ay. Barrel roll. Ow. I love it. What's up, Minecrafters? My name is Mathew Kande, and welcome back to another episode. Guys, we got a lot going on today, and a lot to catch you up on. So, grab that drink, grab that snack, get comfortable, and let's get into this. Alright, so let's get started over here at the farm. So we're standing underneath the farm, and in the last episode, we built this cool house in front of me, the sugarcane. This is the rocket factory. We're going to call this place the rocket factory from now on. So let me just kind of walk you through some of the changes we've made. So I've done a lot underground here, so please excuse all these holes and everything. We'll fix that later on in today's episode. And we had a great viewer comment from one of you guys telling us to put a fence around this so that people like him don't escape when they get in. So thank you so much for that comment. Appreciate it a lot. Boom, take that, Skelly. All right, so let me show you what we've done. In between episodes here, we've created a little stairwell down right here, underground. Let's go check out underneath here. Okay, so let me walk through this, but let me just give you a bigger picture here and then we'll go walk through it. So as you can see, items coming in here, they're falling, the platform is above us, with all the hoppers coming down into this dropper. This dropper is sending them down a water line into a normal item sorter. So there's nothing unique here, nothing complicated here. This is just the item sorter. I'll show you all the redstone here. So as the items are coming in, they're coming down here. This dropper is giving off a pulse, which is just going around here into a piece of redstone. That's the comparator. This is a repeater, and it's just spitting items down there. This is just a normal item sorter. You'll find these all over the place. Nothing crazy here. But then things started getting a little complicated for me. So remember, the goal was to get the gunpowder from here. So this is the item sorter for the gunpowder. And then what I've created is another dropping system that will go down that way, and I'll show you what it does. And we've just created a tiny little, I wish I knew how to explain this better, but every time an item comes into the dropper, it gives a little comparator output, which lifts this piston, which, as you can see, the two observers just give huge pulses, and it just keeps spitting the gunpowder down that direction. Now, I put this here just as a tool so I can figure out how to shut these things on and off. And again, so say my chest up there fills up of gunpowder and I want to shut this off, I just throw this in, the redstone blocks the hopper, and it'll just store all the gunpowder here. So anyways, enough about what's going on down here. Let me show you the next part. So the dropper comes out, it spits it down this pathway, and then in this room we have an item elevator, and this is a silent item elevator. These are all just droppers going into one another, and of course the rocket factory is directly above us, so they come into this dropper all the way up to the top, and then they go into the chest up there. So let's get back up on top into the rocket shop, and I'll show you what we have set up in there. Alright, and back in, you can see some of the changes we made in here. I don't remember if you recall, but the switch was on this side last time, but due to the location and way that our system underground was set up, I moved it over to the right side and I put the chest over here. So as you can kind of see, this is the last dropper right underneath us, and now all the gunpowder is being pushed in from down there, separated all the way down, and then pushed up the item elevator into here. So now we have our sugarcane factory here, we have our gunpowder coming in right here, and all is good. The other thing I've done in the back is created some additional storage. So say, we got all these rockets now. I'm gonna put the flight duration 3 rockets up top, flight duration 2 rockets in the middle, and flight duration 1 rockets on the bottom. As you can see, we already got a nice little stock in there. So other than that, that's pretty much all that's going on in here. Just dress this building up slightly, put some extra storage in, and we'll keep making this even better and prettier as the season goes on. But I feel like the rocket shop is pretty much done and it's working, and we got more rockets than we know what to do with. We've removed a bunch of trees over here to try to figure out what kind of terrain we're dealing with and where the village is going to be branching out next. So what I want to do is start bringing the village from over there down in this direction. So I think I want to build a house here, and then I want to build a path that comes all the way down here. And another comment I got in the last video from one of our viewers was to create a valley, maybe the sugarcane valley. And I could picture this being it right down here. So what I want to do in this episode is create a nice little area down here of a farm. This can be all farmland, and I want to make a nice little waterfall coming out of here, trickling down into the farmland. So hopefully in today's episode we can get a lot of that done. And then I want to build a house here, maybe put some farming villagers over here. And lastly, just to show you what I've been doing, is I'm getting a few other villagers some jobs. I want to start populating the village with some beds, some iron golems, and a bunch more villagers. So I'm giving them a workstation so that I can slowly start moving the workstations further away, and the villagers will stay in those areas. I also need to provide them with a place to sleep and a bed so they can avoid getting killed by all the zombies. We also need to light this place up because honestly they spawn all over the place and I don't want them dying, but at the same time I do want them being able to run around free. So eventually we're going to light up this whole town. It's going to take a while, but eventually we're going to light up this whole town and populate it with a bunch of villagers. And as you can already see, I luckily got one villager trapped up here. So we'll give him a workstation and keep him locked up in here. I want to put potentially 2 more down here and lock them in there, and so on and so forth. So hopefully later in today's episode, we'll have a few farmers moved over into that section over there. All right. So first things first were to bring a villager over here. So I put down a workstation and I boated a villager over here. He immediately ran up to that hill. So I'm thinking I might need to put a bed down too. So let's go ahead and build him a little house over here so we can put a bed in it. So let's go ahead and do that first. I think what I want to do is set this back slightly into the mountain just a little bit here. And build the house right there. I think we're going to mimic one of these again. Why not stay with the current theme? And I think this is the one we want to mimic. I'm really liking this design. So we're going to build it up on some stilts, and we'll just copy this over there. So let me go ahead and build it, and I'll show you what it looks like and see what that villager does once we put a bed in a house over there. All right, so the house is built. So now let me show you this inside. We have his bed in here, which has helped. As soon as I put the bed down, he just started hanging out around his workstation. So anyways, I got a bed in there. I got a crafting table. I think I'm going to put his workshop right there. And then I'll put an ender chest up here, similar to the other setup. All right, so now his main house is done. He's going to live over here, which is awesome. What is he selling? Currently, potatoes and beetroots. All right, so we got to start growing some of that other stuff down here too. But anyways, let's at least build a pathway. So I need to clean up this area now. And around here, I definitely need to plant some trees and add some bushes. So let's start doing that. I'm going to create a path from there down to here, and then from here along back over, connecting to the nether hub, or where the nether portal is. So it'll just connect right to here. All right, so let's show you quickly how I do these paths. So what I like to do is chop out the ground where I think the path's roughly gonna go, see like this section here, I like to place down cobblestone first, or I guess whatever the primary block, whatever the block that you're using the most in the path, I like to put down first. And I just put it down in a full pattern like this. Then I come through and I just knock out blocks here and there wherever I think it kind of would look random. Like seriously, like there's really, you kind of have to come back at the end and double check. But yeah, just random blocks here and there. Whatever you think kind of would make a cool looking pattern. Really no rhyme or reason to any of it. I guess there's a little bit of rhyme or reason, but it's, you know, if you do something and don't like it, you come back and you fix it. That's what I love about Minecraft, is you can just come in and try something. If it didn't work, you know what? Try and try again. But I like to do groups of 2 or just 1 here and there. You know, I just like to throw the pattern off a little bit. So 1 there, here, there, 2 there, 3 here, 1 there, 2 there. You know, just all kinds of random stuff. And then what I like to do is grab the next block. So for instance, say the next one, for us it's going to be anistite? Anistite? Am I saying that correctly? Where is it? Andesite. Andesite. I think that's correct. Hey, where are you guys coming from? What the heck? It's daytime. Get out of here. Sorry about that. Okay, then I come back with the next block and just fill these in. And then just kind of move my way out from there. So I just do a block at a time. And I don't know if this is the best way or not. But for instance, then the next least common block, let's just say they would be like probably mossy cobblestone, and then I would do the same thing. You know, now you go back, now that you got another block, and I'm going to be using a whole lot less of these, so you know, just 1 here and there, and then you come back, and then you just put those. So then you just kind of go through your whole palette and just work your way from the center out. So like the next blocks are clearly going to be on the side. These are going to be coarse dirt and gravel and things like that. So I can put some coarse dirt on the side and some gravel, and then I just kind of work from the inside out, and I kind of just do 1 block at a time, to be honest with you. So anyways, and then I just start incorporating things here and there wherever I feel like need it. But that's basically how I do my paths. So I'm gonna go in, clean all these up, finish this up, and I'll show you what it looks like once this portion is completed. Hey, where's he going? Oh no. No, he's running back to the other side. But your bed and your workstation's over here, guy. Anyways, we'll keep an eye on him and see where he's going. Alright, so we're not 100% finished, but, you know, the paths are something I like to constantly work on throughout the whole game experience. You know, this block doesn't look right, I'll fix it right now. Things like that. But anyways, we have the majority of it down. We got our light posts up and everything. So let's do a quick walkthrough. You can see just adding the light posts and the paths just change everything. You know, we have some long grass, some coarse dirt in with some of the leaves, which really help kind of tuck everything away in here and just kind of make everything look really, really like it's supposed to be there. Alright, so you can see the path splits into 2 directions, one off to the rocket shop, and the second will take you down here to Sugarcane Valley. We have this house completed, and that villager seems to come back here every single night and sleep in this bed. Then he comes and hangs out here for just a minute, and then he just goes and wanders around. So I'm not sure if he's really linked to this workstation or not. However, we'll keep troubleshooting that as time goes on. And then down here I've started this little section just to show you what I want it to look like eventually. So, you know, this is just here to show you visually. We're gonna have water coming down a little waterfall section and then making its way into these lanes. We're gonna plant all kinds of stuff like wheat and carrots and potatoes and beetroots and all that kind of stuff down here. Put some more sugar cane and create a true valley in here. So we'll terraform the heck out of this going all the way up in future episodes. But yeah, this little area is already starting to come together and be its own little spot. So I'm really loving the feel of this. Really, really loving the feel of it a lot. All right, there's two other things I needed to show you from the last episode that I forgot to point out, and in between episodes. Both of them pretty cool things. So the sugarcane farm is coming in handy on multiple occasions. So let's just come in here, take a couple pieces, and I'll show you. Remember the original mending villager over here? Cool thing about this guy is he actually will buy paper from you and give you emeralds. So one of the things I've been doing to get the emeralds is trading paper with him. So we'll take all this paper and we'll trade him for an emerald. And then we can use it to buy mending books. So in between episodes, I was just gathering resources. As you can see, we have mending on literally every piece of armor now. And I have it on this sword and on this pickaxe. We still need it for our bow, our other pickaxe, our diamond axe, and our shovel. So we still need a few more mending books. But the cool thing about it is now we have a legitimate way of getting it, which is super cool. So I'm really happy with that. So the next project I want to be working on in the future, I think I spoke about it in last episode, but I really want to cut this wall way back. So here's a little test area just to show you. I haven't replaced any of the blocks, but I cut them back. The path is right here. I want to cut out this whole section. I want to make this pond a lot bigger and really work on this area. And then the last thing I forgot to show you was back here at the farm. I'm going to fix this walkway in. This won't be here in future episodes, but I forgot to show you all the stuff that we are gathering. So of course this is going to be the gunpowder that's pushing through. This one's gathering arrows, and I need to clean this all up, but I put the item sorter in so it's gathering arrows. This one's going to be getting rotten flesh, and then this one's getting string. And then we just need to add on. So we need like 3 or 4 more to get the rest of the items in here. I think we need one for glowstone, spider eyes, sugar, and glass bottles. I think that is all we need. So I think that was 4 more. I'm pretty sure that's all we need down here. And guys, the system is, I've had so much fun with it. The redstone, I'm sorry I did it all in between episodes, but it's really difficult to stay focused, stay on track, and to get the redstone to work. It took me a little while. So last thing we should do is come up to the top here and take a quick peek at what the whole world's starting to look like. So let's land here. This is one of my favorite places in the world because you just have such a good view of the village. All right. Oh, cool. The paths make such a huge difference. You can't see much of it because it's covered here, but boom, it's making its way all the way around. The paths from the main house. We still got to do something with that iron farm because it's not producing any iron, and I'm starting to run low, to be totally honest with you. And guys, that unfortunately is all the time we have left in today's episode. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this episode, please click that like button. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing, guys. This is we're having a lot of fun with this series. They're starting to get a lot better with my new mic, and I'm getting better at editing, so I'm having a lot of fun. Hey guys, tweet me at Mathew Kande with any questions, any future ideas, any projects you'd like to see. And until next time, y'all, peace. Hey, what's up guys? If you enjoyed that video, please click the button in the upper left hand corner. That will subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in other videos, in the upper right hand corner is a link to a video that YouTube thinks you might like.